friends, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here to my channel. My name is Caroline. I like to do knitting, crocheting and all other types of crafts on my channel. And this is one of my weekly vlogs where I take you along with me for the week of crafting. If that sounds interesting to you, then keep on watching and let's get into it. So last week I left you with one whip, the wreath cardigan. So this is a very intricate cabled cardigan design. It is a pattern by Boson Knits. It's not very size inclusive, just wanted to put it out there. I'm making this size large and that's the largest size. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this one so far. It's very involved, so it's sometimes a little tricky to find the time to sit down and actually like knit some rows on this, but when I do have the time, I freaking love it. It's great. It's very interesting. I also this week would really like to start on some fingerless gloves for a friend. If you are new here, I've been asking my friends what they would like to have for Christmas, and I was like, this week is the last week you can put in your requests, okay? And so one of my friends wants some fingerless gloves. I haven't decided if I want to crochet or knit them yet. I think crochet, but we'll have to see. I first just want to get some work done on this cardigan because I have the time right now to do so. I pulled these yarns and I think that's very similar to her inspo. So I'm gonna just crank these out. These are gonna be pretty quick and then we can focus back on the cabled cardigan. Alright, I didn't mean to go to the thrift store, but I had an appointment at what I thought was 2:30, but it was actually at 3:30, so I had an hour to, you know, entertain myself, and there was a thrift store nearby, so I said, okay, I guess we're going to the thrift store. And I was like, you know, I probably won't get anything because I don't need anything. I could not pass this up. I mean, what do you mean? So I got a bag of yarn. This bag was €5 because they're like 50 cents per skein at this particular thrift store. And she was like, this is probably roughly 10 balls. You can get it for 5. So I said, okay, bet. Because it's drops yarn. And I freaking love drops yarn. First off, we have 3 skeins of drops air in the color 3. I love this yarn. It's so nice and soft and fluffy. Then 3 skeins of the drops Bommel Lin, which is their, I think cotton linen, hold on. Yeah, 53% cotton, 47% linen. It's the color 16, it's just black. I got 3 of those. Nice. And then 7 skeins of drop snow, which I have some hobby wool left over, but I didn't have enough to actually make full slippers with, and now I do. So this is probably gonna become some slippers. I'm not necessarily only yarn buying Dan, if you were wondering. I'm not, but what I am is very conscious of what I'm buying, and I only want to buy things if I have like a specific plan. So I'm not necessarily going around buying stuff, although my previous video might have you thinking otherwise. But I can't pass up a good deal, and also I kind of want the yarn that I acquire from now on to be mostly secondhand. There's so much yarn on Vinted or like Marketplace or at thrift stores that I just don't really feel the need to buy it new. Both financially, ka-ching, a lot cheaper used most of the time, and it's just better for the environment. Like, I'm definitely not saying like if you buy new yarn you're horrible or whatever. I don't want to put that judgment on anyone, but for me personally, I think it makes more sense to acquire my yarn secondhand. Obviously not all the time, but I will try to do it for most of the time. So when I have like an actual yarn that I find in my like physical thrift store, it's even better than having to get it on Vinted. I went a little bit on a tangent, but physical thrift store finds with yarn are very rare. I was just really happy with this one, and if I can get somewhere in the future, I will definitely get them too, because you like the thing with those finds is that you can't pass them up because you never know when someone else will. This is like the one exception where I would be allowed to buy yarn without like a specific plan, right? I know, I'm just excited. I'm excited, and I've been yapping for about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna stop now. Alright, so I've been struggling a little bit with the fingerless mittens my friend wanted. I was originally gonna crochet them, but crochet is just not as forgiving with sizing. I decided to start knitting them instead of crocheting. It's just a bit more stretchy and a bit more forgiving than crochet is, and I decided to do this like Marley, in fact. So I'm holding two strands together all the time and kind of just switching colors randomly. I'm using these 3 colors which was very much their inspiration. So I definitely stick to these colors. And theirs also had like just, I think it was just sock yarn, like self-pattering sock yarn that was used in the example, but you know, this kind of is giving the same vibe. And I'm following a Pearl Soho pattern, and it's called Stockinette Hand Warmers. So it doesn't have any ribbing, so this will just be the edge, like the fold over rolling stockinette, but I think they just look really nice and I like them. I like them quite a lot. I've been really struggling with them and I haven't been happy with literally any attempt I did, but I think this is nice. This just looks like what I wanted. So, and this is a very simple knitting, so this is gonna go great. Like, this is basically like knitting a sock. I am knitting on 3.25mm needles. Like a 3.5 would probably be better, but I don't have that. Well, I do have that, but only my Leica needles, and I don't have a short enough cable for those to be able to do something like this. So 3.25mm needle it is. I actually really like the way this is working up like this. I do kind of want to make 2 little scrappy balls, magic knot balls, so I don't have to keep switching while I'm working. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is just making like random balls and then start knitting again. I think that's nice. That's my plan. I'm gonna sit here and do that tonight, and then I will probably talk to you again tomorrow when I'm a little bit further in the progress. But so far so good. Alright, so yesterday I started on the fingerless mittens for my friend. I decided to knit them. I think I told you about this, and I just finished the first one. I think it's nice. I didn't make them too long, mostly because I'm lazy, but I also think this is like a pretty good length, and I think she told me not to make them too long. Her hands are also slightly bigger than mine, so they will fill this out a little better. But I'm very happy with how this one turned out. I think it's really nice. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think it's nice. I'm gonna cast on the second one for now, and then hopefully finish that one tomorrow, maybe. So I finished the gloves. One is definitely longer than the other one. It's not that noticeable, it's just slightly. But yeah, I finished them. I think they turned out really nice. I didn't do the thumb because I'm lazy. And most of her inspo pictures also didn't have the thumb. So yeah, these are done, very nice. I'm thinking about making some of these for myself, because I have my Sophie shawl in this color, right? And my winter hat is the same color. And I still have some leftover yarn from the hats that I made. So I'm thinking it would be nice to also have some fingerless gloves in that color to like complete the set. And I think this color actually works pretty well with my new winter jacket. So I think that will be my next project. I am still working on my cabled cardigan, but like pretty slowly. There's not like a big update. Most of my knitting time is in the late afternoon / early night, which because of the season we're in, it's getting dark pretty early, and when it's like really dark and I have to like put in some more attention in what I'm working on, it just doesn't feel right to be working on a cardigan like that, which is so like involved when it's dark. So I would rather have like a stockinette project to work on the side, so I can knit on that at night. But the only problem is that I would probably still work on it when it's light out, but I'll try to reserve my cabled cardigan for when it's light outside. Also, I haven't filmed that much this week. I've got some exciting live updates happening. This week has been very busy, and next week is probably also going to be very busy, so maybe next week's video is also not going to be extremely long. But just know that they're exciting updates. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very happy, and I will probably cast some new ones on for myself. The other one is also here. Alright, good morning. I started on my fingerless mittens or gloves, whatever you want to call them, yesterday, and I'm almost done with the first one. I did the little thumb hole, and I'm now knitting like the upper part, the fingers I suppose. I really like the fabric. I mean, I already knew this because I made a hat out of this, but I just think it's really pretty. I am working off the bits I had left over from my hat, as well as this bandana I made because I didn't have any of the mohair left. I worked it all up in this bandana, and I figured I would like to have some mohair in there because I always also have that in my hat. Again, it's definitely a stiff because I'm using still a 3.25, and not only am I working finger in wedge double, I'm also putting a mohair in there, so it is quite stiff, but that also means it's really nice, cozy and warm. This is where I'm at right now, and I think it's really nice. The edge also doesn't really fold over that much because it's so stiff, but that's actually also quite nice, I think. And if I do want the stockinette fold over edge, I can just roll it up like this. Yeah, I like it a lot, and I'm gonna continue working on this today and hopefully finish it. I do think that's doable. I don't have any other plans yet, so yeah, I think that'd be nice. Sorry for this abysmal lighting, but I finished my fingerless gloves. I think they're pretty. I even weaved in the ends. I think they're the same size, at least roughly, which is all I really need, to be honest. And yeah, I like it. They're kind of snug. They're probably gonna stretch out after a little bit, so I don't mind them being a little bit tight. This is the yarn I've got left over from the ball that was in my stash. This is probably 20 grams or something. This could be nice for a colorwork project. I'm not sure what I want to do next. I obviously still have my cabled cardigan, but for some reason I'm just not in the right mood to work on my cabled cardigan. I am kind of feeling the relaxation, chill, no thoughts vibes, which is why I like these so much. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It's probably not gonna happen tonight because it's already quite late. I will check back in with you tomorrow and hopefully with a better idea of what we're gonna do next. I wanted to film this video when it was still light out. Unfortunately, we're heading into the months where it's already getting dark at like 4, so you gotta deal with me here. It's the end of the week, so let's recap what we've done. First off, I finished the fingerless gloves for my friend. I already wrapped them, so I can't actually show them to you, but you've seen them. They're great. I really did like making them. I liked making them so much that I also made a pair for myself, and those are inside of my coat downstairs, and I am lazy, so you're just gonna have to believe me. Those are the 2 projects that I finished this week, and then I did work a little bit on my cabled cardigan. This requires my attention, and I had a very busy week, so I just didn't really have the time to sit down and work on this as much. Just some chill knitting this week. I did quite enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. That was this video. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of me, make sure to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram, on Ravelry or on Threadloop. And I guess without further ado, I will see you guys next week.